Hey guys, what's up? It's Katie and I'm back with another Marvel Contest of Champions video, and today we are going to be going over all of the boss fights for this month's Cavalier Difficulty Clash of Champions. So we are going to be going up against all the bosses, including the two new champions, Jabari Panther and Silver Centurion. So let's go ahead and get into it, shall we? So the first boss is Nova with Stun Vulnerability, Enhanced Fury, and Personal Space. So I brought in Claire for this because she would nullify those Furies and be able to just kind of go ham with the stun. Now, Sim Supreme is another solid option for this. Any of your Mystic champs who can nullify and or stagger his Furies is going to go a lot better for you. Going to make it easily to parry him, which is going to increase the stun on him, right? Because stun vulnerability gives you your attack is increased by 200%. So he's got Enhanced Fury too. But again, if you can stagger or nullify those, it's not too bad. This isn't a very clean fight. I don't know what I was doing. I was having some issues dexting his special one. Like, I did really well there for a minute, and then all of a sudden it just went right downhill like that. But really any Mystic is going to help you out tremendously against this, especially ones who can, you know, nullify and stagger. So, but overall, first boss, easy peasy, no problems there. So now we're moving on to the next boss, which is Storm Pyramid X with parry vulnerability. So your attack rating is increased by 75% for 15 seconds once you parry. She's aggressive, she's got limber, she's got kinetic transference, so blocked attacks, including parry, are gonna give her power, and she's got hurt locker, so you don't want to use the same special attack twice in a row. Now, I brought in Warlock here to kind of maybe help control a little bit of that power, and if I got like a cold snap on me, I'm immune to it. But I could also kind of alternate between special 2 and special 3, or if I really got into a jam and I had infections up, I could launch that special 1, as long as if she has her lightning tempest up, she's going to be kind of immune to the shock, so gotta watch that. But with her, you gotta watch her prowess, because when she gets to 6 prowess or more, her attacks are unblockable, and she gets prowess by you gaining power and her gaining power, of course. Now, if she has both tempests up like she did right there, she's gonna gain 2 prowess per bar of power, whether that be you or her. So you kind of want to bait out those special ones. They're pretty easy to dodge. I'm sure you guys got good practice with the International Women's Day boss rush. But overall, this isn't a bad fight. The really thing that's gonna get you is the limber, especially if you're like a heavy parry player. So bringing in a power control champ is what you want to do here, especially to kind of help deal with that glancing as well. So any power control champ is going to help you out tremendously. Of course, Warlock with the tech advantage is probably the best bet for this. All right, so now we're moving on to the next boss, which is Cap Infinity War with bleed vulnerability. Thanks, Kabam, for so many of these being added. Shifting immunity between bleed and poison. Power shield, so only your special attacks are going to deal damage. Buffet, so he's going to regen when you gain a buff. And power drain, so his specials are going to drain your power. So I like to bait out Cap's special 1. It's the easiest for me to dodge. Sometimes sometimes I mistime that special 2 and get clapped. But I brought in Nick here. Really, any bleed champ is gonna do well. You could bring in the OG bleeder Blade. Anyone like that is gonna work. I just brought in Nick because, number 1, he can put bleeds on for the shifting immunity, and the bleed, you know, where he takes more damage from bleed. And also because Nick can do some solid damage with that power shield, especially with his special 2. So, and if I slip up, I have a second life, so to speak. So Nick is probably the best bet for this. If you don't have a Nick, really any champion, honestly, any champ that's going to put a bleed debuff is going to work out wonders for you. So you could even bring in Warlock, you could bring in Hit Monkey, you could bring in Blade, anyone that's got OG Wolvie. If you want to make OG Wolvie a horseman and bring in him, you can bring in him as well for that, so your attacks do more damage. But You want someone who's going to do big damage off their specials too. So that's why Nick is such a good option for this. But like I said, there's some other ones. You could even dust off Blade if you've got Blade, save up to that special 2 and launch that special 2. And you'll gain a lot of power too if he's in the poison immunity phase. So he'll take damage from bleed. So, but overall, easy fight. Okay, so now we're moving on to the first of the new bosses, which is Silver Centurion. And he's got Thermal Lock, so if he's locked on, his specials cost twice as much. He's got Quick Spark, so if you don't hit him, you get an Incinerate. He's got Hot and Bothered, so defensive ability accuracy is lowered by 60% while under the effects of Incinerate. Mystic Conditioning, so basically if you're going to nullify, stagger, or Fate Seal, each time you do that, your effects are going to be reduced by 20%. And he's also got Static Defense. So if you strike him with an active armor up buff, there's a 15% chance that you're going to get a shock debuff put on you. And it's a passive shock. So, and it deals 5% of the attack and direct damage over 10 seconds. So it's not really that much, but it's enough to do some damage. So I brought in Sparkles here, and I really played Sparkles poorly. I was thinking about trying to get an opening. I don't know why I heavied there instead of launching my special 2. I should have launched my special 2 there instead of heavying, but I wasn't paying attention to her binary charges. So now I've got that Incinerate on. I don't have the Indestructible on. I've got the Shock on from the node. He does put a passive shock on. That's the one I was thinking about the node, excuse me. So I play this poorly. I was having issues at the beginning there baiting out his specials, and this fight does not go well with Sparkles for me. Now, you could do it with Sparkles if you played her better. I should have, like I said before, I should have launched my special 2 instead of heavying there. That would have probably nearly ended the fight. Then I take a combo to the face, and now I'm trying to bait out this special, and I'm worried about the Incinerate and all this other stuff that's going on. So it's really just, this fight is not going well for me at all. And then I just take that special 1 because I'm not used to his specials yet, and well, down Sparkles goes. So then I decide, you know what, he's metal, so screw it, we're just gonna bring in Red Mags. And honestly, Red Mags is probably one of your best bets for this fight because this guy is tagged as metal. He's got some fun animations. I like his parry animation where he's just got like, right? That would be me. No, I'm just kidding. But overall, he's not hard to fight. It's just, there's a lot going on with the node that you kind of got to pay attention to. He's got a pretty cool heavy with his little drones. I like how the little drones also have like a stun animation too. That was really good, Kabam. Kabam did really well with this guy's animations. But yeah, honestly, like, your best bet is to probably either bring in Red Mags or someone who can armor break him. So, you know, you could probably do it with Corvus. You could do it with Sparkles. You could even maybe do it with Vision Orcus. So, like, overall, it's not a bad fight. I just messed up tremendously there with Sparkles. So, it's not a bad fight, honestly. And Red Mags just kind of destroys him as he would because he's tagged metal. So, you know, Red Mags, build up your prowess, and the fight will be over relatively quickly. All right, so now we're moving on to the next boss, which is Mufisto with Kinetic Instigator. So he generates power when hitting into your block. Special delivery, so you start out with 15 combo charges. You lose them by doing basic attacks, and then they're reset when using a special attack. If they drop down to 0, you're going to get a degen on you. So you want to pay attention to that. He's got long distance relationship, so you're going to get a weakness debuff put on you when you're close to him, but that can work out in your favor if you have willpower. And he's got specialist 2, so his special 2 deals more damage and costs, it does more damage, but the other special attacks deal less damage. So you want to try baiting out that special 1 from him. I brought in Red Hulk here just because I love Red Hulk. He's one of my favorite science champions. Actually, I take that back. He's my absolute favorite science champion. I know he's not immune to the aura, so that's why I'm taking a ton of damage, because this guy, he's keeping that aura up. So I'm kind of trying to dance around that aura, bait out those specials, but you could easily come in here with Torch and just smoke him with Torch. I just wanted to have fun with Red Hulk because I don't get to play Red Hulk all that much. Now, I can't really get up to my special 2 without taking that degen damage. So it's just kind of launched those special 1s. But overall, this isn't a bad fight. You got to watch the regen here with Mufisto, and you got to watch that aura of incineration also, because he's going to gain power with it. So you don't want to push him to a special 3. Because that's going to be bad. Now he will obviously regen back up when he drops down, but overall this isn't a bad fight. Now my Red Hulk is rank 2, and I'm thinking about bringing him to rank 3, but I just like to play Red Hulk, man. I could have come in here easily with Torch and probably, you know, ended him in half the time as it took with Red Hulk, but Red Hulk's just one of my favorite champs, and anytime I can use Red Hulk, I do. So overall, not an easy fight. Anyone who's Incinerate immune is gonna take that fight. All right, so now we're moving on to the final boss, which is Jabari Panther. And before I read over her nodes, I thought I could come in here with Emma and just smoke her because of Emma's prowess, but Emma's prowess are passive. So it's not going to work out well for her Huntress charges, and you're going to see this real quick. Emma gets backed into a corner and annihilated. So when I get backed into a corner, I don't know about you guys, but I kind of go into panic mode. So I go into panic mode here, and it does not work out well for me because, well, there you have it. All right, so Jabari Panther has crit resistance, attack, special, burst, lockdown. So whenever you activate a special attack, she gets a heal block and an armor break debuff lasting for 15 seconds. She also has mighty charge, but with this mighty charge, there's no unstoppable. So that's kind of nice, but she's gonna purify all of those debuffs, and she's got empowered immunity. So empowered immunity kind of works in with mighty charge, because if she charges in at you and you try to parry her or she cleanses it, she's gonna generate 33% of a bar of power, and then she's also got aggression precision, and this is what makes her hit pretty hard. So after Emma's debacle, I decided to bring Omega Red in here, and Omega does really well against her because she can't get rid of his spores, right? So you're gonna get damage over time with those spores. Her special 1, okay, so Jabari Panther, oh boy, so she can shrug your parries, right? She can shrug your parries or cleanse your parries. That's in her kit, you see it there. That's that little cleanse. And then she can also fail your dex. So best bet with her is to push her to her special 2. It's a lot easier to dodge, and if she's in if she has the hunt activated, so that's what that little purple icon is, that means the hunt is activated. She can fail your dex. So if you try to dex the spear throw of that special 1, you're gonna get hit by it. So it's best to push her to her special 2. It's easy to dodge and it's easy to punish. So you don't have to worry too much. So what you definitely want to keep her at her special 2. Push her to her special 2. Don't push her to her special 3 though. But you can see here she's going to throw this special 2. So it's a spear. And then once she comes around after that kind of side spear swing at you, that's when you can go in and punish it. So Omega's great for this because you can play her close, get those spores on, and then you can also easily bait out heavies since it's kind of hard to parry her. So you want to keep that in mind. So that's what makes Omega so great for this fight. And I should have killed her with Omega Red, but spoiler alert, I don't. And you'll see why. But overall, like, this isn't a bad fight. I lost a good bit of health, you know, kind of through blocking, and I had a mishap there where I took a bit of a combo to the face here. So there's another special 2. There she did the side swing with the spear, and then you can kind of go in and punish, and overall it's not bad. And then this is where I mess up, and I was so mad. I should have thrown my special 1. That probably would have killed her, but I just kind of dropped my block. So just brought in Jubilee here to clean up the fight, because Jubilee gains prowess charges, and with Jabari Panther, having a champ that gains prowess charges is gonna prevent her from activating the hunt as quickly as she would. But anyways, guys, that is it for this month's boss Cavalier Difficulty, all the boss fights for Clash of Contests. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of this month. Did you think it was easier than last month? Who did you use for the bosses? Who was your MVP? And what did you think of Silver Centurion and Jabari Panther? Let me know in the comments below and let's discuss. As always, guys, thanks so much for watching and enjoy this quick word from Kevin Smith.
Hey man, it's me, Kevin Smith, and if you enjoyed the mediocre Mcoc video full of scrub gameplay, then show Katy some love by hitting like and subscribe, man. Katy don't ask for much. Katy did ask for this. Katy did. So, do like Katy did and bug people and get you to like and subscribe, man. She's doing that Mcoc beautifully. Not mediocre. Katy!